It was a stormy Tuesday evening in suburban Texas. The wind was howling, but 28-year-old Leo didn't notice. He was pacing back and forth in his modern, high-tech apartment, his eyes completely glued to his glowing smartphone screen. The stock market was having a massive flash crash. Red numbers cascaded down his portfolio app like a waterfall. Tech stocks, crypto, index funds, everything was violently plummeting. Leo's heart pounded in his chest. In a matter of hours, he had watched thousands of dollars of his hard-earned wealth simply vaporize into thin air. Then, a massive bolt of lightning struck the local power grid. Pop! The lights instantly went out. The Wi-Fi router died. A minute later, the cell towers in the entire area went down too. Total darkness, total silence. Leo panicked. "My portfolio! I need to sell! I need to log in!" he yelled into the empty room. He tapped his screen frantically, but there was no signal. He was completely locked out of his own wealth. A flashlight beam suddenly cut through the darkness. It was his 72-year-old grandfather, Arthur. Arthur walked in calmly, carrying a heavy, old-school kerosene lantern and a small, battered metal lockbox. "You look like you just saw a ghost, kid," Arthur chuckled, setting the glowing lantern on the kitchen island. "Grandpa, the market is crashing and the grid is down. I can't access my bank, my brokerage, nothing. My money is trapped." Arthur shook his head slowly. "Leo, you don't have money. You have promises. You have passwords to a digital screen. When the power goes out, your wealth simply does not exist." Arthur placed the heavy metal lockbox on the counter and spun the dial. Click. He opened the heavy lid. Inside wasn't paper money. It was a neat stack of silver American Eagle coins and several heavy, gleaming gold Kruger Jans. The soft, warm light of the lantern danced off the polished metal. Arthur picked up a 1-ounce gold coin and tossed it to Leo. Leo caught it. It was surprisingly heavy, cold, and solid in his palm. "That," Arthur said, pointing to the coin, "is real money. It requires no Wi-Fi, it requires no password, and it requires no CEO or politician to keep a promise." Leo stared at the coin. "But Grandpa, this is old-fashioned. Gold doesn't pay dividends." Arthur smiled. "Let me teach you a lesson about math, kid. Back in 1970, when I was your age, a brand new Ford Mustang cost exactly $2,500. Back then, gold was $35 an ounce. That means it took roughly 71 ounces of gold to buy that brand new American muscle car." Arthur leaned in closer, his face illuminated by the firelight. "Today, if you had saved that $2,500 in paper cash, you couldn't even buy a decent set of tires. The paper completely lost its power. But what if you had saved those 71 ounces of gold? Today, 71 ounces of gold is worth over $170,000. You could buy a brand new, fully loaded Mustang Dark Horse, pay the taxes, and still have enough money left over to buy a nice piece of land." Leo was completely speechless. He looked at the heavy gold coin in his hand and then at his dead, useless smartphone on the table. "Gold and silver don't need to pay you a dividend, Leo. Their job isn't to make you rich. Their job is to make sure you never go broke. They are a financial shield. When governments print paper money until it is worthless, and when the digital grids fail, the man who holds physical metal holds the real power. Stop trusting digital illusions. Protect your family. Buy real assets and subscribe to Dollar Key to master the true rules of wealth."